You've probably bought one, a bottle that promised sharper memory, better focus, a healthier brain. Maybe it's sitting in your cupboard right now. And here's the uncomfortable question I'm going to answer today. Did it do anything at all? Because when you read the actual research, the large trials, not the marketing on the box, the answer, for most of that shelf, is one that most people over 60 have never been told. So stay with me, because one of the supplements on today's list could be quietly risking your health, and only one of them is genuinely worth the money. And that last one? It isn't even a supplement. First, the honesty I give you every week. I'm not selling anything. No supplement in the description. No discount code. No brand I'm hoping you'll buy. I read the research, including the parts that are inconvenient, and bring you what it honestly says with the sources below. And this won't be a comfortable video for the supplement industry, because when you read the high-quality research, the large trials, the reviews that pool dozens of studies, the picture for most brain supplements is simply no convincing evidence. But I won't tell you the whole shelf is worthless, because that isn't true either. There's one real exception, one situation where a supplement genuinely can affect your memory. That's number one, and I saved it for the end. Before we start, are you taking anything right now for your memory? A fish oil, a ginkgo, a multivitamin? Type what it is in the comments with your age. No judgment. I just want to see what this audience uses. I read everyone. One idea explains almost everything on this list. When a study finds that people who eat a certain way have healthier brains, the supplement industry pulls a single nutrient out of that food, puts it in a capsule, and sells it as the active ingredient. But that's where it falls apart. Take fish. The research links eating fish to better brain health. That's real. So companies extracted the omega-3, put it in a capsule, and sold it as brain protection. And when researchers tested the capsule properly in large trials, the benefit mostly disappeared. Why? Because the food was never one nutrient. Fish delivers omega-3 alongside protein, vitamin D, and dozens of compounds, arriving together in a form your body evolved to use. The capsule is one instrument. The food is the whole orchestra. So as we go, the question isn't, is this nutrient good? It's, does taking it as a pill actually do anything? And for most of the shelf, the honest answer is no. Number 5, Ginkgo biloba. One of the oldest and most popular brain supplements in the world, sold for decades on the promise of sharper memory. Here's what the research says, and it's about as clear as research gets. A large trial followed more than 3,000 older adults, giving them either ginkgo or a placebo. The result? Ginkgo was no better than the placebo. It did not prevent dementia, and it did not slow cognitive decline. That's one of the biggest, best-designed trials on the question, and the answer was no. And there's a second thing, because this one isn't just wasted money. Ginkgo thins the blood. If you take a blood thinner, and many people over 60 do, ginkgo can increase your bleeding risk. So it may do nothing for your memory while quietly creating a real risk somewhere else. If you're taking ginkgo now, that's a genuine reason to talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Now, number 4 is built on a study that was actually true. Number 4, fish oil capsules, omega-3. This one's built on something real. The research genuinely links eating fish to better brain health. The question is whether the capsule does the same as the fish, and the honest answer is disappointing. Several high-quality reviews looked at omega-3 supplements specifically, the capsules, not the fish, for protecting memory. They found no convincing evidence that the capsules work. A large trial of DHA-rich fish oil in older adults with memory complaints found no meaningful improvement after a year. So we're back to the orchestra. Eating the fish is linked to benefit. Swallowing the extracted oil on its own mostly isn't. And I want to be fair, because that's the deal here. Fish oil isn't dangerous, and it may help some people's heart, a conversation for your doctor. So if your doctor put you on it, I'm not telling you to stop. But if you're buying it to protect your memory, the evidence doesn't support that. The fish costs about the same and does more. 2 portions of oily fish a week, salmon, sardines, mackerel. Now, number 3 is hiding in almost every brain formula on the shelf. Quick pause. If this is saving you money on something that doesn't work, that's what this channel is for, so subscribe. It's free, and it decides whether this reaches the next person about to buy one. Now, number three. Number three, the expensive brain formulas. Long ingredient lists, names that sound invented in a laboratory, the premium products, most expensive, biggest promises, and they use a trick you should know. It's called a proprietary blend. On the label, instead of telling you how much of each ingredient is inside, they group everything under one total. Proprietary blend 800 milligrams, which means they don't have to tell you how much of anything you're getting. So a formula can list an impressive ingredient, one that sounded good in some small study, and include a tiny, useless amount, just enough to print it on the label. You're paying for a long list, not a working dose, and most of those ingredients don't have strong evidence anyway. A 2023 review of common memory supplement ingredients found limited evidence for most of them. So here's the honest rule. If a supplement won't tell you exactly how much of each ingredient is inside, that itself is the answer. Now, number two is the one your own doctor might have suggested, and it comes with a real catch. Number two, the daily multivitamin. This one's different, and I want to give it a fair hearing because the research here is genuinely more interesting and more mixed. Unlike Ginkgo or the fancy formulas, a few large, well-run studies in the last couple of years found a modest signal that a daily multivitamin might slightly slow cognitive decline in older adults. Not dramatic, not a cure, but a small, measurable difference across more than one trial, which is more than almost anything else on this shelf can say. So why only number two? Because modest and mixed are the honest words. Other reviews didn't find the same effect. Where it showed up, it was small. And nobody fully understands why. It may just be quietly correcting small nutritional gaps in people who weren't eating perfectly. Which points to the real lesson. If a cheap multivitamin does anything, it's most likely filling in gaps. And that brings us to the one thing on this whole list the evidence most clearly supports. A multivitamin is low cost and low risk. So if you want one, it's reasonable to discuss with your doctor. Just don't expect a miracle. And number one is the reason I made this video. Number one isn't a supplement you should go buy. It's a question you should go ask. Here it is. Do you have a vitamin B12 deficiency? Because this is the real exception. The one place the science is clear, where a supplement genuinely can affect your memory. Not because B12 is a magic booster, but because a genuine B12 deficiency can cause memory problems, confusion, and thinking difficulties that look, on the surface, a lot like the early stages of something far more frightening. And here's what matters. That kind of memory problem, the one caused by low B12D, can often be improved when the deficiency is corrected. It's one of the few causes of memory trouble that's genuinely reversible. Most people get plenty of B12 from food, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, but two groups over 60 are at real risk: people who eat little or no animal products, and the big one, people whose bodies have become worse at absorbing it, which is more common with age, and more common still with certain long-term medications, including some for acid reflux and diabetes. So you can eat plenty of B12 and still be low. Don't guess and buy a supplement off the shelf. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test. If your level's fine, a supplement won't help your memory. If it's low, that's worth knowing, and correcting it properly may help in a way no brain formula ever could. That's the whole video. Skip the expensive guesses and test for the one thing that's actually treatable. So simply. Ginkgo, no better than placebo, and a bleeding risk. Fish oil capsules. Eat the fish instead. Fancy formulas. You don't even know what's in them. Multivitamin, modest, mixed, no miracle. And number one, the only one worth acting on today, get your B12 checked. The honest summary of decades of research is almost funny in how simple it is. The things that actually protect your brain aren't on the supplement shelf. They're the food, the movement, the sleep, and the connection we talk about here every week. And the honest note, always. Nothing here is medical advice. Do not start or stop any supplement, including B12 dye, based on a video. Take this to your own doctor or pharmacist, especially the blood test and anything that interacts with your medications. But before you spend another penny on that shelf, ask for the test. Quick recap. 5 brain supplements and what the research really says. Ginkgo, no. Fish oil, eat the fish. Formulas, you don't know what's in them. Multivitamin, modest and mixed. And number 1, the only one worth doing today, get your B12 tested, because it's the one cause of memory trouble that's genuinely treatable. So tell me, were you taking any of these? Drop it in the comments with your age. I read everyone, and I think this audience is going to surprise a few supplement companies. And if this saved you money, or saved you from a risk you didn't know about, subscribe here to Neura Notes. Every week, what the research actually says about your brain, with real sources and nothing for sale. Next time, the one drink most people over 60 aren't getting enough of, and what it quietly does to how clearly you think. Until then, take good care of yourself. You're worth the effort.